Welcome and thank you for tuning in. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about how your family, coworkers, and friends can be important witnesses in your case. If you've been injured in an accident, you might think witnesses are only those people that actually saw the event, whether it's a trip and fall or car accident. But in fact, some of the most important witnesses in personal injury claims didn't see the accident at all. And they're what we would refer to as lay witnesses. So these are non-experts that knew you typically before the accident and have made observations of how your injuries have impacted your life. So very often this would be your friends, your family members, and even your coworkers. They can add a lot of value to your case because they bring a lot of insight. As your lawyer, we only know you typically after the accident. Most people haven't had a personal injury lawyer until the injury occurs. And so while we are reviewing medical records and trying to understand from doctors the diagnosis and treatment and prognosis for your injury, that's really technical. To really understand the person and the impact it's had on their life, sometimes the best people to speak to are the ones that know you best. How has the accident impacted on an injured person's family life or home life? Typically, the best people are their family members, and they can share who you were before the accident, the things that you enjoyed doing with your family before the accident, the things you did at home to contribute to the household before the accident, and how that's changed. We would look at the before and after the accident. So for instance, a family member could talk about your mood, your function, your ability to take care of your home, jobs around the house, or cook meals, do laundry, etc. And how has all of that changed since the accident? And likewise, how have the relationships changed? Sometimes people become more withdrawn, less active. It changes the relationship between spouses or parents and children. Friends can also add a great deal to presenting this story, and they can share with us social aspects and the friendship and the relationship and how the injuries and the ongoing symptoms are now interfering with your ability to socialize and participate in activities with your friends. Among the most important are coworkers. If someone has been in a job or in a profession or career for some time, their coworkers or colleagues will typically have made observations of their abilities and their performance at work, their goals and their ability to reach those goals, whether or not you were likely to get promotions or advancements in your career. If you've returned to work but continue to have symptoms that are interfering with your ability to work, these coworkers can be really critical and instrumental in demonstrating how your work life has changed as a result of the accident. Because the insurance company will simply look at paper. And if they see someone who was working and earning a certain wage before the accident that ultimately returns to that job earning the same or similar wage, or maybe even an increase, the insurance company will fight aggressively on the income loss and simply say, look, there was no impact at work, or if there was, it was minimal because your client, the injured party, is continuing to work in the same or similar career, earning the same or similar money. The real insight from the coworkers is toward the future. How has your ability at work changed? And then it really allows us, combined with the medical records, to advance a claim for any risks to the future in terms of income earning potential, early retirement, competitive disadvantage in the open labor market, etc. Don't underestimate the value of witnesses that are friends, family, and coworkers. It's important to have a conversation with your lawyer early on and try to identify the people that you think have made these observations and can help share some of their observations. Your lawyer will want to interview these people, sometimes take recorded statements, sometimes video statements. Those can be extremely helpful in persuading an insurance company or their lawyers to pay you more money. Often those can be used at a mediation or settlement conference or even in a settlement demand brochure. So if you do think there are changes as a result of the accident and your injuries, to your home life, to your work life, to your social life, or any other aspects of your life. And there are people that knew you before the accident that can really attest from their observations to these changes. You want to have that conversation with your lawyer so that they can collect this information and present the case as best they can on your behalf. So I'll give you an example. For instance, imagine someone was working in a career and after the accident, they went off work maybe for a short period of time, then returned to their job and continued to earn what they were earning pre-accident, continued to work on a full-time basis. On paper, when the insurance company looks at it, or even your lawyer, when they look at it, they might say, well, you've returned to employment, you're still doing the same job, you're still earning the same amount of money, and therefore you probably don't have much of an income loss, if any at all. You might say, well, I had opportunities for a promotion and I couldn't get it, and another one I couldn't get. That would be a prime example of information you want to share with your lawyer, because in that circumstance, your lawyer will say, who can I speak to at your place of employment? Do you have a manager, coworker, somebody that will confirm and verify what you're saying? You were eligible for these promotions, you were qualified, it was an expectation that you would get these promotions, and be able to shed light on the fact that after the accident, your performance at work was different. The demands of that promotion maybe were such that you didn't appear to be qualified. That witness will make a tremendous difference in the case, because otherwise, whether it's the insurance company adjuster or their lawyers, will simply look at it as a very straightforward person's return to work, hasn't lost any income. Similarly, hobbies and recreation, simply telling the insurance company, well, this person used to enjoy fishing or they used to enjoy hiking and now they're not doing it. It's not going to resonate the same way with an insurance adjuster in terms of risk to them as it will if the people that enjoyed it with you can talk about it and share some of the details of the experiences they shared with you before the accident and how that relationship has changed, how you no longer participate in the fishing or the hiking or other recreation, because it becomes much harder for an insurance company to defeat that claim when you have a person that really has nothing to gain or lose from your case, certainly nothing to gain, that comes in and speaks on your behalf. And so that carries a lot of weight, and insurance companies know it does. So those are the types of cases that they're more likely to settle or resolve before trial. If you're unsure about whether or not your friends or family or coworkers could be or should be witnesses in your case, feel free to reach out to us. Or if you already have a lawyer, reach out to your lawyer and have that discussion with them. If you need advice and you don't have a lawyer, feel free to call us. We offer free consultation and we're happy to talk. Contact details are listed in the show notes below. Thanks for listening.